We're back. FloWrestling Radio Live podcast on time today. Once again, sorry about those audio issues for the first 5 minutes or so yesterday. You can blame Christian Piles. It is his fault, but we're all good today. Still no CP, but Kozak to my left. Ben Askren to my satellite, joining from Wisconsin. How's it going, Ben?
When's Bader sneaking in today?
I don't know. I don't think no Bader show. Yes, Bader show today. It's Wednesday, right?
He doesn't do it Thursdays, right?
Yeah, I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So he might sneak in at the end here if we go the full time, which we might because we do have a full show on tap today. We got
JD. What are you going to be for Halloween? How about that? Let's skip to the end.
You're already jumping into space question. I don't know. Do you have any proposals for me?
I'm probably too old to, really celebrate Halloween, but I think you're like prime age.
Yeah,
like,
I still enjoy going out and celebrating Halloween.
Ben, do you do
Ozzy got a Hulk costume. It's freaking awesome.
That is very on brand for him.
Do you do like the family themed costumes, Ben, or no?
No, I don't. No. I can't put that much effort in towards that.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Last year, I think Ozzy made my wife be a Transformer last year, and then he was a Transformer. I'm trying to remember what my girls were. I'm like trying to look at the picture in my head. I can see my wife and Ozzy. I can't remember what the girls were though.
Yeah.
Maybe a cat. I think Andy was a cat.
Yeah, we've done Frozen. I have 3 daughters.
How many times have you done Frozen?
We've done Frozen a few times. Did Charlotte's Web one year. Yeah.
I hear Frozen is very popular amongst your daughter's demographic.
Yeah, and they're all like 2.5 years apart. Yeah. So it just keeps like, as soon as one gets like out of it, then the other one gets into it. Yeah. So it's my life. Yeah.
I don't know. I was Chrissy from The Sopranos last year. A little bit different vibe.
Yeah,
than Frozen, but
just a little.
I don't know. I think we will have an episode on Halloween actually this year. So.
Oh, spooky.
So haunted episode.
No, wait, because we're going to Mondays, dude. I'll be here. I'm not gonna be here the second one because I didn't realize you guys we were starting Mondays so soon. We're starting Mondays next week.
Next week.
I think
crazy.
So.
Wow.
So
I thought we'd at least wait till season started.
That's not official yet, but possibly.
So
we got to get big man. We got to get big man. Yeah, the skip to approve it. We got to get him back to work. I don't know what he's even doing right now.
Sundays are gonna be hard for me. I was voting against Sundays actually.
Sundays. Did we talk about doing it on Sundays?
Oh my! Did I say Sunday? I meant Monday. I'm sorry. I was thinking because Sundays are usually so busy for me
that you
between
catch up
tournaments
on Monday.
Practices, yeah, and I usually catch up on Monday.
Mm-hmm. You have to get tough.
Yeah, get tough. Stay up late. Watch all that wrestling.
It is sometimes tough for me too, because if we go to an event, like you don't get to watch anything else, so that's your focus. And then I, as well, will a lot of times catch up on Mondays. But maybe I just won't sleep on Sundays this year. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to play. I mean, dude, if it sucks, we're just gonna have to do an executive order.
Okay. For today's show, we've got some news coming out of Russia. Arch-villain Tadiev sounds like he's getting the boot.
Arch-villain.
Yeah,
this is pretty wild, especially considering like they can't go anywhere or do anything.
And I think maybe that might be part of it. Andrew Spey had a theory yesterday.
So how do you read these articles here, JD? Do you actually read them in the Russian or what?
I use technology to translate it to English that is widely available.
Do you use Chrome? Do you use Google Chrome?
I'm on Google Chrome.
Yeah, so you can just right click and then translate to English.
Right click.
I also have a setting. I have a setting so anytime a web page is in a foreign language, it just auto translates for me. This has been kind of rumored or talked about for the past week and a half, Kozak.
Yeah.
It's kind of when this first news came out, but Top Dog Mamiashvili is kind of confirming that Tadiev is going to be out. And like I was saying, Andrew Spey had a theory in this, how this article was translated. One of the quotes, let me see if I can find it in here.
I can't figure out how to do this right click thing you're talking about. You look at my technological.
Tyler was able to figure it out.
Right click. I'm on it. I'm doing right clicking. It didn't give me no damn option to switch to English. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You don't have to highlight it, anything.
Technology versus Ben Askren is a tale as old as time that will continue on.
I tried highlighting and I'm not highlighting.
And technology's winning.
So most of the time, technology wins sometimes.
Most of the time, it just pops up and just says, "Would you like to translate?" And then you push English.
Yeah, MFR. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I didn't get it. I thought I almost had it. I didn't.
But yeah, if it doesn't do that, then usually you can like do the right click thing and then you push translate to English.
No, my right click is not doing nothing. My right click is a failure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hold down right click? Maybe try that.
Well, what about this button right here? Oh, I bet this button. So I bet this is English somewhere, but I don't know what. I can't read it because it's so. Who knows?
Sometimes you can also go up to where you type in the address, and there's there's two little letters up there.
Oh, that's it. There's my jam right there. Boom! Look at me go. Thank you.
Walk through it live on air.
Live on air. I got it. Now I can read all these Russian articles. I've always wondered what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just bookmark Restag. Start reading their articles now.
So what was Spade's theory?
There was one way a quote was translated that he basically thought they don't want to pay him while they're not wrestling in Worlds or Olympics. They said basically they can still find a spot for him doing things, basically maybe probably just getting a little bit lesser check. That was a theory. I'm not entirely sure if that's true or not. It is surprising to see he's been the head coach for 2 Olympic cycles, going on 3, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously has had very good results. So, part of space theory too was that guys might be transferring. There was the way something was translated or worded that I can't remember exactly what it was. I didn't see it in this article. Maybe
man, especially with there being no. I mean, I feel like there's no light in the tunnel for the Russian athletes to compete. You know, I mean, there's not even any discussion or any talk. And man, if they don't get in there by next year, then they're kind of screwed for 2024. So, you know, to a certain extent, like these guys got. And if they sit out a year, then they're really screwed, right? So they better get going.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. It's not up to Diaz. There's nothing he can do.
No, not at all. But
yeah,
maybe they're saying, you know, not everyone is logical. Maybe all these people are leaving, and this guy's saying, "Hey, you're not doing a good enough job keeping them happy or keeping them or whatever." Something to that effect.
Right.
Yeah, I had seen Getsalov was like the rumored next
guy
up. But it'll be interesting to see if any big names transfer in December. That's kind of like the window, the transfer window.
Yeah.
And really, the first few months of the year to see if Russia gets back in before Continentals are usually in like March, April. So that's kind of the story to follow over the next 6 months.
Is Russia getting in? Whether or not they get back into Worlds or Olympics, Abdul Rashid Sadulayev, the notorious pound-for-pound best wrestler in the world currently, is stepping back onto the carpet. Coming up shortly. He's facing a Belarusian Alexander Gushin. I don't really know anything about him, but it's basically just a here, look at our show pony event.
Yeah.
I mean, it is notable. He hasn't wrestled in a long time, but he's just going to go out there and beat this bum.
Man, I think he's beaten him like 7 times in the past. So this poor guy just gets to wrestle Sadulayev again. Yeah, Hush is pretty good. I don't think he's ever medaled at World, but I think he like always places at Euros.
He in your rankings?
He might be like 15, 16, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's always kind of like in that 10 to 20-ish spot. Yeah. Yeah, this is a part of the like Podium League, and it's like a feature match. So it'll be somewhat of like a mini Russian Nationals where they'll let guys from Russia and Belarus enter, or Belarus enter, and it'll be like 8 to 16 man brackets. I think they were trying to get Yazdani, maybe somebody else, Amuzad, in and like pay him $8,000 to show up and another $8,000 to win, but they declined in fear of like consequences from UWW.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
What? They don't want money?
They don't like hard wrestling.
No, well, this is interesting too because
The Frank Chamizo, I love money, bro.
yeah, I love money, bro. Iran's league is, I think they're gonna pay Yazdani like $25,000 to wrestle in the Iranian Pro League. So they're still getting paid.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying I would
There's
wrestle
still the German Pro
Sajai
League.
for
I remember that was a
$25,000.
thing a while back. That still exists or no?
What is?
The
German Pro League?
Yeah, that's going on. That's going on right now. That's going on right
Okay.
now. So
Nice.
yeah, they wrestle. I don't know how they get some of these guys because they get a lot of really good wrestlers in it. So I don't know where the money comes from, but there's like 4 different divisions, and they wrestle over a period of like 1 or 2 months, and there's a ton of matches, and a lot of the guys are guys I've never heard of. They're just bums that they throw
It's
out.
like weekly, I believe. I actually looked
Yeah.
into wrestling when I was a competitive athlete, and I think it was like, I want to say they paid you on a weekly basis, like every match you wrestled, and you would get paid.
Okay.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
seemed like, I think it started maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and guys have wrestled between 3 to 5 matches. There hasn't really been any interesting matches yet, but it'll come towards the end. There'll be some cool matchups.
Nice.
Elsewhere in the wrestling world, Mamishvili said that Russian wrestlers are getting drafted now, which is not great,
Not ideal.
including an Olympic gold and another Olympic medalist. However, they're working to get exemptions for them. So although they were like officially drafted, sounds like they'll probably,
You would think that
Be
that's
okay.
something that they would, Russia would definitely give exemptions for.
yes, you would think so.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be too worried about it, but it is notable and a sign of things that are going on over there across the pond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, now let's get into the main segment for the day.
I like this segment. It's gonna be a lot
The
of fun.
best guy. I also like to call it the who are we rooting for this year because these guys are easy to root for. They are the best guys in the field who have yet to All-American. Kozak and I, mostly Kozak, put together a handful of names at each weight that we could talk about and kind of decide maybe who we think is the most likely
So,
to
If
All-American this year.
if they're younger, did you leave them off the list potentially?
Yeah, mostly pick guys who have wrestled in like at least 1 or 2, or at least 2 NCAA tournaments, or at least 1, I guess. But yeah, if they're freshmen, like we don't really have a gauge
Well,
for them.
Caleb Smith, for example, you don't have him on the list, and I don't believe he's All-American,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and the other part of it was whether or not they've beaten former All-Americans. So I'd have to see if
Go on.
I don't know if Caleb Smith has a bunch of wins over All-Americans or not. But yeah, I think he's the highest up at 125.
Okay.
He's not on the list.
Yeah, and you can pull up the rankings to bin there. There's a link to them, and if you see anybody that was left off, these were just kind of initial big names.
I feel like also you guys have Robbie Howard as a junior eligibility wise, and there's gotta be no way that's true.
We just go off of Penn State, like the official team
Or what the
roster,
website says. Sure. Yeah.
right? So, and Penn State still isn't updated, and he was a sophomore on it last year.
There
So,
should legit be a column that says years of eligibility left. It should be
Lehigh.
grade
Lehigh does that.
years of eligibility left. Oh, they do?
Yes, they do. Smart School, EAWA engineers
That
at
would solve
Lehigh.
so many issues.
I think that's the only school that
Oh,
I have seen
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Okay, but
They
why
also
does
a lot of schools are probably like, I don't really know for this guy or this guy, and sometimes
Hey, but
sometimes
why
you
does
you get a retroactive red shirt or something. So
yeah, why does Lehigh have FY for freshmen? I've never seen that in my life.
Freshman
uh,
year? Or no?
But why?
yeah,
I
I
mean,
That's
don't know.
really
freshman year
weird.
maybe, but that is weird.
Huh.
Probably some other smart people thing that I don't understand.
Oh yeah, like Malik Hines, for example. He's a senior with sophomore eligibility.
Man.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
St. Lawrence
Gonna have a bunch of
Junior,
Tommy boys.
freshman eligibility. There's a bunch of these dudes. Jake Logan, senior, sophomore eligibility. Connor McGonigal, same. Wow.
WrestleStat tries to do it by their eligibility too. So
Oh,
that's what I'm putting in the doc now, so we can reference that.
I think it should be your like first 4 years, and then if you repeat for a fifth year, if you wrestle for a fifth year, you should be considered like a senior.
a
In my
graduate or
in my in
something.
my opinion,
Double senior.
like it shouldn't be your second year as a starter, and you still get the tag as
Yeah,
freshman.
but I like freshmen denoting. If they're red shirt, I like the freshmen denoting that they're it's their first year of competition essentially. Because then if you just went by year, then when they red shirt, they'd be listed as sophomores, and that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, well, no, I'm agreeing with
Oh.
you that I want to know. Like, I think it should be noted when it's a guy's first year of eligibility, and like if you get an extra year, then it's all right. Here's your bonus senior year.
Bonus. Hey, when did I miss? Did I miss Evan Harrison to Lehigh? I don't recall us talking about that.
Man,
I can't remember if we mentioned it, but
he's been everywhere.
he
Evan
he
Henderson.
is he is the
Everywhere.
true wrestling nomad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It ain't wrong. He's been a lot of places,
I
bro.
counted it up over the summer, and it was like 8 or 9. He's been at 8 or 9 different spots.
Definitely been at Wisconsin. He was at Campbell. I
Wisconsin,
know I saw him. He
Campbell.
was working at Rudis
I think he was
when I was there.
Ohio State. I think he was at NC State for a short time. Man, he was NYC RTC
Yeah,
for a little bit.
he was a lot of places.
Yeah, he's collecting all the Infinity Stones.
All right, let's get into
Let's
this.
talk about the list.
Break it down. 125 for us, Kozak.
Yeah, 125. You got Matt Ramos coming down from
Is
133.
it Ramos?
I don't know, Ramos.
I think it's Ramos,
Ramos. Okay, sorry.
Look, I know it's Tony Ramos. That's spelled the same way.
but
Okay.
it's Ethan Ramos.
That's true. That's
right.
true.
It's gonna take a long time to get through.
How can you tell the
This list.
difference between a Ramos and a Ramos? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I need accents or something.
All right. So
No, we will not make any progress.
so
we'll just talk about bullcrap all day long.
so he was.
So, what's your favorite Ramos?
Oh gosh.
How about Ethan Ramos though? Doesn't he have a brother at Rutgers?
Evan or no? Ethan Ramos.
I think so.
There's also
thought he
Evan,
did.
isn't there?
Yeah, it's his
All right.
little brother, I believe.
All right, Ramos, Matt. He was round of 12 in 2022. He's got wins over Rayvon Foley and Lucas Bird in the past.
He's
All
good. I think he's an All-American.
Yeah. Joey Prada, he's a senior. Round of 12 last year. Past wins over Lamont, McKee, DiAgostino. And then you got Malik Heinzelman, 4-time national qualifier. He's never won more than a match at NCAAs, but he has past wins over Patrick McKee, Sam Latona, Eric Barnett, and Michael DiAgostino. He's kind of got the best resume of the bunch. And then finally, Noah Certain, round of 12 last year. His only All-American win is over Sam Latona, I believe. So those are the guys.
Sam Latona was taking some L's early last year.
Sam
Yeah.
Latona had a rough go last
He
year.
pulled it together, but
Little bit.
Yeah. Between 125 and 133, you'll see like a lot of the guys have beaten Patrick McKee also. He takes some losses.
Only on the
dude.
front side, though.
That's right.
when I interviewed Eggum, actually, he made that comment and it made me laugh. He was like, "Well, when we put McKee out there, we just got to tell him he already lost." So he wrestles like he does on the backside.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Oh my gosh, guys! Nope, you were wrong, Kozak.
What?
I went to the chat. We got some smart guys in the chat. FY is for first year.
Oh, okay.
First year.
I didn't see any freshman non-first year though.
I think there was. I gotta go back.
There was an FR.
Sure. I thought so.
There's a little blur. I was only looking it up on that screen.
Yeah,
that would make sense, but then there should also be some like FRs in there or RFR for.
Oh my gosh, I forgot Tate Samuelson was there.
Yep.
You're right. I don't see any FRs.
They got some transfers this year. They're a solid team. Good solid team.
Okay, sorry. Back to 125. I'm obviously cheering for Noah Certain because he's a Mizzou guy, and he made a lot of progress between 2 years ago and this year. And Malik Heinzman is another one where it's like, dude, I would love to see. I'm not partial to him, but I would just love to see him get over the hump. I feel like he's gotten a little bit better every year. I feel like the first year he came out, he was getting his butt kicked everywhere, and now he's mostly competitive, but still maybe not that good.
Yeah, it's weird because as I was going through this, and especially with him, Malik Heinzman, I'm like, man, he's gotten a lot better over the last few years. He's beaten some really good guys. He's got the best wins on the list, but then once he gets to NCAAs, it's like he doesn't have a good performance, and even his losses.
Last year, okay, hold on, let me push back. Last year, he lost to Taylor Lamont and Eric Barnett. Barnett lost kind of early-ish, if you remember correctly. Right. So that's kind of like two really good guys. And then the year before, he lost to Robbie Howard, which maybe you could say, I think you could say that's a bad loss. But then Foley somehow lost early on the backside, and he lost to him. So, your statement is true, but he has kind of ran into some tough guys on the backside.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would put Barnett and Foley as like top tier guys.
Yeah, but it's not like. But if you're in the second round of wrestlebacks, you're hopefully facing someone who's like,
yeah, I guess
18 ranked or something like that, like a little lower.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. Those are the guys you got to beat to be an All-American, right?
Yeah. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, but no, I like.
He's going to make some serious progress.
Yeah, the other thing put at the top of this list is how many All-Americans are in the field. So there's already 8 All-Americans, former in the field at 125.
That town ain't big enough for all of them.
Yeah.
If you want a new one.
Yeah, and then you got Spencer Lee as the only NCAA champ. So it's a tough field.
Another one that's pretty tough in there is Tarek Kenya. I feel like he could sneak in there. He has a really solid performance.
He's very up and down. So obviously high upside, has not been able to put it together at the end of the year so far.
Yeah.
To quote Kevin Dressler, he's got to get tougher. Got to figure it out at the end of the year. So if you can, high ceiling.
To your point, he was 1-7 the last 8 matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why maybe I remember him.
And if you're gonna be good at the beginning or the end of the year, I would select end of the year.
There you go.
That means he was like 17-1 because he only had 8 L's last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tarek Keenan at one point was like cracking top 12 in the rankings, I think.
Yeah,
maybe even top 10, and then fell pretty hard.
Before he started his losing streak, he had wins over Cardinale and Mastro, and Liam Cronin. So he was looking real good. All right, maybe he can turn around. Damn, but the year before he had the same kind of thing where he lost a whole bunch of matches at the end of the season. So who knows if he'll be able to figure it out.
I think maybe. I like certain of this bunch too. I'm with you, Ben. Matt Ramos kind of went bonkers at NCAAs, which was cool, but he did take some pretty questionable losses early in the year. I feel like certain's maybe a little bit safer bet, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested to see Ramos at 125 rather than 133, see what he looks like there.
I know Matt Ramos, but who's Ramos? I don't know him.
I don't know. That's what I'm just going to call him.
Remember there was that guy from Valiant, I believe, His name was Ramon Ramos.
Ramon, yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Where'd he go? Did he go to Arizona State maybe or something? He was tough.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Let's move up to 133.
133. This is, man, Mickey Philippi. 4-time national qualifier. 3-time round of 12. Listen to these wins. Dayton Fix, Austin Gomez, Corbin Myers, Tariq Wilson, Luke Pletcher, Ethan Lezak.
3-time round of 12.
Mickey Philippi.
Damn, Mickey Philippi, you better get on the podium this year.
Yeah.
3-time round of 12. He might be the easiest to root for.
Yeah.
In the entire field. That's tough if you go 4-time round of 12.
Yeah. I mean, some of those wins are, I think, from the 2018-2019 season.
Well, if we're talking Austin Gomez at 133, it's been a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like he's a guy who should be an All-American by now. After him, you got Ragusin, round of 12 last year, beat Lucas Bird, Chris Cannon, Rayvon Foley, Patrick McKee again. Brody Teske, he's got some good little wins. He's round of 12 last year, round of 16, 21. Wins over Drew Hildebrandt, Sam Latona, DiAgostino, Brandon Kaler, Taylor Lamont. And then you got the Ohio State freshmen in there as guys to watch out for.
Hey, I got a quick update for you. A quick update?
Of course.
Apparently, Ramon Ramos is Mikey Ramos. And he wrestles at Arizona State.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So now we know. Boom. I really like Philippi. I hope he gets it done this year. Wait, you said no freshman. I got distracted by Mikey Ramos. I didn't hear you try to throw
no freshman.
in here.
Well, that was my rule, but JD, he lives his life
Get him out of here, JD.
by a different set of rules.
Well, we're talking about most likely to AA this year.
I thought we were talking about people who we like because they've been in scrapping and they just haven't quite busted through yet.
And a little this, a little that, a little salt, a little pepper.
Oh, you're a piece of work there, JD. Wow, 11 returning All-Americans seems like, man, I guess they kind of go deep here, huh?
Well, because you got Latona and Lamont coming up from 25, the All-American a couple years ago, and then you got Vito coming in.
All-American?
Who?
How do I say his damn name? Yeah, it's Kolioko. Thank you.
No, I think I had him in the original one, and I don't know how he got out of here.
Yeah, why'd you take him out?
Well, let's look at his wins. Has he beaten any All-Americans?
I'm looking it up.
I was riding for him last year, and it ended up kind of backfiring.
Yeah, and in the chat, let us know if we miss anybody.
He lost to Lucas Bird in sudden victory. Come on, man.
Lucas Bird's not a bad loss.
It's not a bad.
That's
oh,
what
okay.
I'm saying.
No, he did beat Chris Cannon. He beat Chris Cannon in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Hildebrandt. No, it's a good.
Yeah, let's put him in there.
Okay. No,
I think there's a good chance he All-Americans. I would like to see him in Philippi. Ragusin, I could see him All-American for sure. He was ranked very highly last year for a while. Teske, do you actually think they're going to start Teske?
I would assume so.
Not Shriver?
I mean,
did they break? Well, so obviously, okay, here's what I know. I can tell you this for sure. Teske was out. Teske was leaving. I don't think it was like Iowa recruited him. So that's what I'm saying is like, did Teske try to go to Iowa because he thought maybe that was a spot he could fit in, or did Iowa actively pursue him? And because if they didn't actively pursue him, if he just said, "Hey, I'm going to show up at Iowa," maybe Shriver's better. Maybe Teske's not even going to start. I'm not sure.
We haven't seen Teske at 33 yet,
Mm-hmm.
but based off his results at 125, it seems like he would be a better option. And he doesn't have a red shirt, I believe, to use. So
No, I don't think he does.
It would be a strange move to go to transfer into somewhere where you didn't feel comfortable. You weren't going to be the guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, again, not all college kids make super logical decisions. Let's
True.
see. Shriver had a solid year last year, so he lost. He only lost to mostly good guys. He lost to DeSanto, Bird, Cannon, Foley, and then the one kind of maybe not so great loss is Braden Palmer. He didn't have any like really good wins. Like Biscaglia would have been a solid win for him, but that's probably the best win he had, I would say. So like I don't know. I'm not totally sold that Teskey's going to beat Shriver.
I'm not trying to dog on Shriver, but I think, yeah, maybe. I
mean, listen, you're close to the Iowa program. You know, you're an Iowa boy.
Teskey's my dude. Dodger country. Let's ride. Fort Dodge, stand up.
Fort Dodge, stand up.
Teskey getting it done. It's gonna be tough, but he's my guy at 33 this year, making the podium.
All right.
You got Kozak. You're probably going Ragusan, huh?
Oh yeah.
Can we say none of the above? Because obviously there's already 11 All-Americans. There's a decent chance that none of these guys actually make it.
Yeah. Man, that would be tough. That would be tough for someone like Philippi to not All-American.
Look, a lot of people are talking about Dayton Fix possibly having the ability to do 4-time runner-up.
4-time round of 12.
Tough. I think 4-time round of 12.
That would be brutal. Would be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Has there been a 4-time round of 12er ever?
Not that I know of, but
man,
I'm sure you could check the books.
That's a stat you don't want kept, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I won't look it up just out of respect.
I don't think I don't think so. I know of a few 3-timers.
There was someone last year who was
Taylor Lujan was like 1 or 2 or maybe even 3-time round of 12 and then didn't get to wrestle his senior year.
I think he was 2. But he was
someone from Lehigh.
Taylor Lujan went round of 16, round of 12, number 1 seed.
Yeah, I know Sue Floan was something similar also out of Nebraska, but it wasn't 4. Where's the chat at?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the chat needs to help us.
Venz was a 3-time AA. Or, sorry, 3-time round of 12. So Ted said.
But he also did get it done, so.
Yeah.
Venz is funny because he All-American first and then went round 12. All right, 141. What do we got, Kozak?
141, you got Alan Hart, 3-time.
Let's go, Alan Hart.
National qualifier, round of 12.
Oh, he's been so close, too. He's been so close in those round of 12 matches.
Wins over Micic, Carlson, Willits, and Lucas Bird. Andrew Alirez, who I missed. JD, you put this in here for me, so thank you. Round of 12.
Bear down, Kozak. One time for me.
He's 2-0 against.
I don't know if you know, but hibernation is over.
Against Hart. What All-Americans has he beaten, though? Andrew Alirez. Chad Rad.
Clay Carlson. Has he beaten Carlson?
I know he lost to him last year.
Yeah, I remember he lost to him.
Yeah, he beat him once. Lost to him.
Those Big 12 141s love to just like beat each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not easy to rank, let me tell you, as someone who had to do it last year.
Yeah, Alirez feels like a guy. Oh, he's got a couple wins over Milner in the past as well.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, you feel like he's gonna be a guy. And then you got
only 4 All-Americans in the field. This is wild compared to a few of these other weights.
Yeah. 4 All-Americans and 0 NCAA champs. So yeah, we'll see a lot of new All-Americans this year. Ryan Jack, Dylan D'Amelio, Frankie Telshahar, Casey Swiderski.
Let's go.
That's a JD. And then you got Christian's boy, Bo Bartlett. Also Wyatt Henson, question mark?
Yeah, I don't know. He transferred into Oklahoma. I don't know. WrestleStat has him at 133, but he wrestled 141 last year. I don't know exactly what the plan is for Henson.
Yeah. Ryan Jack was one I had included originally, but I think like his best, like he's so notable because he almost beat Ironman last year, but I don't think he had any wins over over any All-Americans during the year. But you feel like he's a guy who could make a jump, get on the podium.
I mean, this is the way. It's probably the most, like we've talked about it before, but definitely the most open. Hart, man, I think if there's one guy to cheer for, it's him. He lost in overtime. At NCAA's last year, he lost in overtime to Willits and Carlson, which that freaking sucked, And then the year before, if you remember, in the round of 12, he was beating Chad Red, and Chad Red came back on him and beat him 8-7. It was really sad.
Yeah, there's unfortunately a few Missouri Tigers, or fortunately, that who could break through for the first time. But Missouri could have had like a way better NCAA tournament last year. They had guys
so Mako was
losing
round of 12. Hart lost earlier last year, but then Certain was round of 12. And was there one more? Was it maybe Elam, the heavyweight?
Zach Elam, and then you had JQ's. Remember, I think he lost 2 overtime matches.
He loses all overtime matches, though.
Well, do you remember his one, though, was to Luan, where all he had to do was ride for 2 seconds? And
why did bring up? Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But, it shows you how much better they could be this year if those guys break through.
Bad.
I have December 19th and 20th circled on the calendar. Collegiate duels. Iowa State and Penn State going to be there. I need to make a bet with Christian Piles on the Swiderski Bartlett match.
Oh, do it.
Yeah.
And then party all over his corpse when Swiderski wins.
Whoa. Pretty extreme there, JD.
So what's your preseason prediction for Casey Swiderski?
For Casey Swiderski, I'm thinking.
Tell me talk for JD. He's going all the way.
To the top. I think, and especially at, a weight like 141 pounds, at least round of 12, if not All-American.
Okay. At least round of 12, if not All-American. It's fair. That's fair, JD. You're actually fair. I didn't really expect you to be fair there. I thought you were going to.
I want to pull trig on saying podium year one.
I mean, okay, if you think, I got a tough question for you guys. Ready for this tough question?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much every single year in the last probably quite a while, we've had at least one true freshman do really, really well. We're talking like top 4.
Yeah.
And I'm probably even it's probably even higher than that, but I wanted to be safe in my prediction. Who of the true freshmen is going to do it this year?
Odds-on favorite's got to be Swiderski.
Is it or Mendez Buzakis?
I think 141 lends itself to be more suitable for a true freshman than 33.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a guy like Mickey Philippi going possible 4-time round of 12 because of all the talent at 133 pounds. There was a mass exodus at
141.
141 of top talent.
Great. Well, it really wasn't that great last year besides the top couple. I mean,
it ended up not being great. A lot of guys got hurt at the end of the year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Seabass.
But you had Seabass, Ironman, Nick Lee.
Yeah.
I'm probably forgetting.
For a while there, it was like Micic was in there too, but he didn't prove to be.
Yeah, he didn't pan out quite like we thought. And freaking Keyshawn Clark, the finalist.
Yeah.
He graduated as well. So.
I think for me, I'm looking now at the top 25. There's really, you know what? I'm gonna go top 30 because there's one guy that's a little lower, which you didn't redo these ranks at the end, it would have been higher. I'll go 4 people. Okay, Bennett Berge, if he goes 184, so I can't guarantee that, but I think he goes 197.
I think he said his plan is to redshirt, so
okay.
I don't think he's gonna.
Dang it all. Mitchell Messenbrink, which I think he's also redshirting.
Yeah.
Levi Haynes.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I think I'm gonna go Levi Haynes actually. I think.
You gonna make a bet on it right now?
Levi Haynes over Swiderski?
Like, yeah, if one gets on the podium and the other doesn't.
If Levi Haynes actually wrestles, yes, I'll make that bet.
Yeah, of course. If he doesn't wrestle, it's void. Yeah. All right, what do we want to do?
Taser bet.
Taser bet.
I should have brought the taser into the office. I got it in the car.
Come
Kozak
on,
keeps
why
that
you
thing
got
on him.
what for the homeless people? Are they that aggressive now?
Yeah.
Depending on where you go at times. We can do what, like 50 push-ups throughout the course of the show. Post
All right.
post NCAs. On
All
air.
right, deal.
All right, deal.
On
Virtual
air.
shake.
George Camillo. Someone. What was it? Wasn't it George D. Camillo though? First of all, but he was round 12, and then took second.
Okay.
That's
He
pretty
goes out
good.
on a solid note.
Yes.
Mickey
Okay.
Philippi
Yeah. What about
could be you.
Johnny DeJulius? Did he ever All American? I feel like he was
No.
always close.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he was similar boat, round of 12 a couple times at least.
Mm.
All right, 149. Kozak, what do we got? 9 All
Um,
Americans in the field.
Before we move on, there's somebody else at 141
Who?
that I want to talk about. Oh, Sammy Alvarez. He's at 141 this year.
Ooh, that's
He
an
was
extra
really
one.
he was really good for a period at 33, and I felt like he just couldn't make the weight anymore. So I'm interested to see him up. At
Yeah,
41.
he had that really good scuffle 2020, I think it was.
He was overtime with RBY. I think he's got past wins over Mickey Philippi, a couple other guys. And also, I want to see how Carter Young looks again this year.
Yes,
Maybe
that's
a
one that
second.
we were kind of expecting more out of last year and did not have a great year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, but 149, Max Murin. He's another guy, four-time national qualifier, and I believe three-time
Mm-hmm.
And
round of
it's kind
12.
of crazy he's never got on the podium.
Yeah, I missed him the first time through.
And not all these guys, a lot of these guys were denied 1 year where they maybe could have done it
That is true.
2020. So
Yeah.
But now,
Yeah.
okay, but so those guys, if they're still competing, like so you say a Taylor Lujan, like that was his senior year and very clearly his best year. But these guys who have now had multiple competitive years since, like I don't really feel bad for them that they missed that year because it's like, well,
yeah,
you get another shot. Like those seniors that year, like that. You know, another one, good buddy, Tristan Moran.
yeah.
You know, he was ranked like what 8 or 9 or 7 or someone going to NCAAs. Like, you know, he doesn't get another shot. Some of these other dudes, they get more shots and they just haven't been able to.
And it wasn't at
take
your
advantage of it.
it was at your theoretical not peak. Could have
What?
been.
Oh yeah, theoretically, yes, correct.
But theoretically, you would still continue to get maybe not always a lot better, but at least slightly better.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, Max Murin, his win list, or his hit list includes Yaya Thomas, Ridge Lovett, Dylan Duncan, Mitchell McKee, and Grant Willits. So this is some pretty good. Not quite as good as like Mickey Philippi, but that's a pretty good win list there.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is not in the thing, but I feel like Brock Mahler is a little bit being overlooked. I know he had one bad tournament last year, but he was redshirting, so maybe
He's
who
an
knows how
All-American.
he was fully.
You-
I'm an idiot.
Oh, okay.
2-time, right?
Do you mean in the rankings
Yeah,
though? Because he's ranked number 9.
I did mean in the rings, but also I was thinking for this segment. But yeah, you're right. It's not.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm glad
I'm
he's
a moron.
back. I'm glad he's back in at 149.
Now I put your boy in here, Ben.
Conrad
Budo.
Budo. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's coming in ranked pretty high.
What are his best wins?
Don't worry about it, Kozak. But he's ranked number 10
I'll look it up.
All right. Well, while you look that up, we have
for the homeland.
Anthony Artelona,
Italia.
2-time round of 12 in 2019, all the way back 2019, and then again last year, 2022. He's got wins over Zach Sherman, John Milner, and our boy Tyler Meisinger. He also beat him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we'll go
kinda
for
hate him now,
Colin.
actually.
I would say Fine Silver, Deegan. Oh, he really shouldn't have lost to my man Bo Bartlett in the first round of NCAAs. He was winning the high majority of that match. Josh Edmond, who I know kind of fell off. Ooh, he lost to G Feller twice. That's really unfortunate. Lost to Yanni. Oh, yeah. Been a lot. Dang, he really didn't have that many great wins, but he did come on at the end of the season pretty strong. Um, the other thing for him that I think of note would be that, you look at someone's progress and like he was like bad at Brown his first year. Um, WrestleStat has him at number 136 wrestler at the weight class, and so obviously he showed significant improvement since then.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Okay.
I still think Mirren's probably the most likely here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's big odds on favorite.
I mean,
157.
Is there a chance that no one? I mean, I think there's.
Of course.
I would bet
yeah.
no one versus. Yeah, because that top group is really solid.
Mhm.
Especially when you add
The
in
top
Mahler.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the top 9 are past All-Americans, and then of course you got Yanni and, like you said, JD, who's breaking in to where you don't see the top 4 All-American. If Ridge Lovett, Austin Gomez, or Sammy Sasso did an All-American, I'd be pretty surprised.
Right.
So
There's some good names on this 157 list, though, Kozak.
yeah, 157. Jared Franick, Ed Scott, Josh Humphreys, Caden G. Feller, Jarrett J. Hughes. And Jared Franick is All-American. Why is he on here?
Yeah, he is. Take him
All
off.
right, I'll take him off. So there you go. Ed Scott, Josh Humphreys, Caden G. Feller, Jarrett J. Hughes. Ed Scott, round of 12 in 2022, wins over Austin O'Connor, Quincy Monday, and Caleb Young. Josh Humphreys, 3-time national qualifier, 2-time round of 12, wins over Peyton Robb, Wyatt Sheets, Caleb Young, Hunter Willits, Quincy Monday.
That's a really good top 2 right there.
That's pretty good. And then you got G Feller, who was round of 12 last year. Originally they said he wasn't coming back. Now he is up at 157.
Also, don't forget, I believe he has dad strength now.
Is he a father?
I think so,
Yeah,
yes.
I
Okay.
think he is. Yeah.
Congratulations, Caden. Welcome to the club. He has wins over Jaden Abbas, Jared Dagan, and Nick Lee. Remember that one? Was that Southern Scuffle, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
And then Jake Hughes, I think his only win over an All-American is Franick. But like we said last year, man, his close losses were I think he lost in overtime to Luan and Doug Zapf, both overtime losses.
Two guys.
Yeah, I think the top 2 on there are pretty clear favorites.
Mm-hmm. Ed Scott was so good last year. He had a tough. He's one of those guys where you look at his draw. Who did he lose to? Didn't he get?
Well,
pinned?
it was the Rob.
It was the Peyton Robb that he got pinned so quick.
Yeah.
Pinned,
bull crap.
quote unquote.
Yeah. Oh wait, Quincy Monday and Peyton Robb. Those were his.
Yeah.
His NCAA losses.
Some would say he got robbed. Thank you.
Yeah, you can't make those jokes.
2 guys I would at least worth mentioning maybe. He had a down year last year, but prior to last year, I think he definitely would have been up here with these guys. Kendall Coleman, KC Stampede.
Go on.
Mm-hmm.
He 4-time NCAA qualifier. I feel like he kind of regressed a little bit last year and fell apart towards the end, especially.
Yeah, he was a beast. Was it? I feel like maybe it was prior to Corona. Oh my God, that was a long time ago. Didn't he have some wins over Caleb Young and stuff?
Probably.
I think.
I like the sound of that. We can roll with that. I can't
Well,
remember.
I'm gonna go look it up. Tell you.
He definitely got pinned by Caleb Young at Midlands.
0-4 against Caleb Young, but he had
really? So he beat Will
0-3.
Luan that year. He beat Franick that year.
Okay.
Let's see who else. David Carey lost. I don't know why, but WrestleStat has 2020 doubled up right now. It's really strange looking.
Yeah, that's weird.
Look there. Every result you can see twice. It's really strange. Justin Thomas is a solid win. Yeah, I mean he's got. Here's the match I was thinking. Oh, we got pinned in freaking overtime. That's the match I was thinking of. At Midlands.
Okay, the Caleb Young one.
Yes, he got pinned in overtime as well, and then he lost 4-3 the next time.
Yeah.
Caleb
Yeah.
Young loved beating people 6-5 and 4-3.
He got a win over Peyton Robb. Yeah, I mean he's tough.
Yeah, so I don't know if he was hurt last year or what, but if he can get back to that
He did
KC
second
Stampede,
to
he'll be really
Deacon in
good.
the Big Tens in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, never really regained his form.
Purdue was hurt as much as any team by not getting to wrestle that year because they had a couple guys who were really poised to make the podium that didn't get the opportunity afterwards. Another guy worth mentioning, he made the blood round last year. New home this year, Dejan Casto.
Mm-hmm.
He
we went to Pitt?
Yep, he transferred to Pitt. So maybe he could, if he made the blood round last year, can get a little extra bump from his new home.
Oh yeah. He beat Austin O'Connor last year at NCAAs.
Yeah, but that was
a really good win.
That was hobbled.
Yeah.
Austin O'Connor.
But then O'Connor still came back and beat Humphreys, I think, in the round of 12, which is pretty wild.
But yeah, it's got to be Ed Scott the pick here, or Humphreys. Humphreys is arguably the best top wrestler. Maybe not in Division I wrestling, but he's freaking mean on top.
Yeah,
160.
65. I feel like we shouldn't even bother talking about it.
Yeah, 65 is so deep. It's
Really
like
deep. Yeah, and then the guys that are after that, it's like only Julian Ramirez has beaten anybody in that top tier. So he's kind of the clear favorite. He's got past wins over the Shane Griffith and Cam Amin. So you feel like he's a guy who could get on the podium.
Yeah, as I go down the list, there's no one that I'm like, oh yeah, that dude's gonna bump up. You know, and you look at number 8's Peyton Hall and 7's Carson Karchla. And you're like, damn, those dudes are freaking. They're good.
Yeah.
They're really good. Like, who's gonna sneak in here? And I look at the list and I'm like,
yeah, you got Pat Kennedy, also, and then of course you guys have given me a hard time about picking Alex Facundo to All-American.
Yeah, I don't see that. I can't see that one. Not in folk style.
That's gonna happen. So.
It's gonna happen. What?
No, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I made a pick and I'm just gonna stand by it now.
you have to.
I have to.
It's better be an idiot than a coward.
This is true.
Yeah. 65 is so awesome this year. But we think Quincy Monday might drop. Maybe we'll see.
Oh, really?
165 is still awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't Quincy Monday wrestling at the All-Star at 165?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
174. Peyton Mako, 3-time national qualifier, round of 12, 2022. You got Mickey O'Malley, round of 12, round of 16. Hayden Hastings, round of 12 last year. And then Rocky Jordan, 2-time national qualifier, round of 12, 2021.
Let's go.
I think Rocky actually has the best wins of this group over Poznansky.
Steadily shown improvement, though. And maybe I'm biased here, but I think he pretty consistently got better round of 12 last year, and I think there's some guys he can definitely pick off in the field. You know, he was beating Dustin Plott and kind of blew it in the match for one. Demetrius Romero, who knows if he'll make it through the year. Canigliaro.
Talking about guys being fathers in this field, Demetrius Romero might be a grandfather at this point.
For real. He's old.
Hey, I'm riding with the AWA, the Missouri Tigers. Let's go, Peyton Mako.
Yeah, let's go, Peyton Mako. Wait, isn't Jackson Turley in AA? You guys had him down here at like 30th. He was, right?
He struggled bad last year.
How do you go from All-American to ranked number 30th? Like that is, we should do a stat on the lowest ranked someone's ever became after being All-American.
Well, he only wrestled 6 matches.
Mm-hmm.
He was 3-3 last year.
So yeah, I think he was injured.
Probably.
I mean, he couldn't beat anybody.
One would assume.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh no, I did. No, I reached out to Rutgers because I did their lineup look, and they said he was banged up at the end of last year, but he's healthy and hungry. I think were the words that they used to describe Jackson Turley.
Healthy and hungry. There you go.
I wouldn't also be shocked if we see Soldano get rolled out there, because Paz has a red shirt. Oh, we're talking. Sorry, I'm already jumping to the next weight.
Jump in the next weight class.
Rutgers 174, 184. It's all jumbled up in my brain. 184. 9 All-Americans returning.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I
with
really
that
like
though,
Oh,
Trey Munoz, yeah, wins over Truex. He beat Jonathan Lowe last year at NCAAs when Lowe ended up getting on the podium. So
Yeah.
you feel like he's a guy who.
yeah, another one like Hunter Boland's all the way down to 11.
Yeah.
He's obviously been on the podium before. Yeah, I feel like this is a weight where really past the top three, but then Romero has been pretty solid at number 4, but Coleman has taken a few L's, and so kind of down past that, you got a bunch of guys who are like, really good. I mean, kind of way different than, let's say, I said 165, where like Donnell Washington at 17, I feel like he's good. Adam Kemp at 22, I feel like he's good. You got Whitlake, who's been an All-American before, at 24. So some really like strong guys. Sean Harmon he's an honorable mention. He's had some really big wins last year. So kind of interesting field here.
Yeah. It's deep.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Trey Munoz.
Yeah.
Is it deep or is it shallow? Well, like I'm saying, like
it's evenly matched, through the.
That's yeah.
Yeah, through whatever
the very top portion. Island 1 would be shallow. Island 2 very deep.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah. 197, 9 All-Americans in the field, 1 NCAA champ. Cam Caffey.
So close. He's been close.
And he's got some wins. Max Dean, Greg Bolsek, Michael Beard, Lucas Davison, Gavin Hoffman, Taylor Vance, Jonathan Lowe, Ethan Smith. It's funny, some of those guys are 2 weight classes different than him now or at heavyweight.
Yes.
Cordell Norfleet, 4-time national qualifier, round of 12 and round of 16, wins over Younger Bastida, Stephen Buchanan, Jake Woodley, Greg Bolsek, Kyle Connell, Ethan Smith. And then you got Tanner Sloan, 3-time national qualifier, wins over Woodley, Elam, Davison, Bolsek, Coleman, Lowe, Jacob Warner, Eric Schultz. So
I'm cheering for Cam Caffey, but he really has not shown a ton of progression. He was round of 16 his first year, and then he was kind of really good during the Corona year. He was really good. Maybe it was the year after. Yeah, it was the year after. He had some really big wins, and then last year I feel like he was kind of like good, not great.
Well, I think he started really rough last year, and then he beat Max Dean, and it was like, oh,
yeah, sure.
Okay, and then kind of went back down. But yeah, he's
actually maybe I'm looking at his 2021, and it wasn't nearly as good as I thought. He had a win over Michael Beard, but not really too much besides that. So maybe it was 2 years before that, at 84. Beat Assad, Braunagel, Sebastian, Assad again, Braunagel, Venz. That was the year. He kind of had a bunch of good wins here.
Braunagel.
Who are you cheering for here?
Braunagel is another guy worth mentioning.
Yeah.
He's coming up from 84. But he made blood round last year at 184. He has good wins like Marcus Coleman, Caleb Romero, Taylor Venz, Max Lyon. So he's definitely a guy who could make some noise. There's a lot of parity at this weight after I feel like the top 8. The top 8 is still going to be really tough to crack. But the next, like, all these guys I feel like could beat each other. There's not one that really sticks out. Maybe Caffey, maybe the highest ceiling of the bunch.
Yeah, I think it's Caffey.
Lowest floor, highest ceiling. So I'll ride with Caffey.
What would you give odds on Max Dean repeating as champ this year?
Man, me and Christian had this debate earlier.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's one of those where it's like, well, you feel like he's close to everyone, so the chances that he loses
Or
are
high.
relatively high. But then, Christian's argument was somehow he and that team
Yeah.
always find a way to win those close matches. So,
Yeah.
we debated that for a while.
Didn't we say against a field it was like 50%?
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at.
I think Christian might have been a little higher.
Okay.
But if you're saying Maxine repeat right now, it's like 50%. Because it's like there's no one guy that you would pick against him head-to-head in a
Right.
match. Like you say, him versus Jacob Warner.
Right.
Okay, I think Maxine wins. Him versus Buchanan. You're going to pick Maxine. Him versus Elam. You're going to pick Maxine. But
Yeah, I like Bernie Truex. I want to see him.
Oh, Truex, that's a good one.
Yeah.
He seems like he's gotten better every single year too.
He's so tough to take down. Like,
Yes.
man. Yeah, he's awesome.
shout out Cal Poly.
Shout out. All right, last weight.
There's only one at 285. It's our hero, the American hero,
Yes, hero.
Wyatt Hendrickson.
Yeah. His only All-American win is over Jordan Wood,
Damn it.
but he was so close last year. Round 12. Or no, he was round of 16 last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm looking
round
it up right
round of
now.
12 the year before that.
He was.
I like Big Slav, too.
Big Slav.
Big Slav. You like Big Slav.
That's a great nickname. Big Slav. We gotta call him that.
Yeah, I do like Slavakuski as well.
Yeah, he's got past wins over.
He's a what if, too. We haven't seen him in a
Yeah.
while.
He past wins over Orndorff, Lucas Davison, Gannon Grammel, Josh Hokett. Luis Fernandez was really close last year.
Also,
He's good.
Slavkuski's only complete year, we didn't get to see him wrestle in the postseason. So,
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was a shoe in AA 2020, but I wouldn't fight you on it.
Okay. Yeah, Spay loves Big Slav too. He's a big Slav fan.
Like, he was poised to win CKLV 2022, come in, take the ship, beat Gable,
Yeah.
and become the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah.
Now we're being funny.
No, for real though, Slavakuski, really solid, and I think a good shot at making the podium this year.
Yep.
It's coming in ranked number 5
Let's
So-
go Big Slav.
on him if he doesn't. Should we get to some questions?
Let's do it.
I already asked you one. I like the Draymond Green thing. I don't really know, but I did see the and I did think it was a sucker punch. Now he did walk straight at him. But I
He
think
did. He did get shoved first.
Yes, but I think the problem is like who is expecting someone to throw? These are not the
A
rules. of the
Superman
engagement.
punch in
Yeah,
practice.
in basketball, the rules of engagement aren't you get to punch each other. That's not the rules of engagement.
True.
Out of line.
I would say it happens not with frequency, but like wrestling practices by nature get very chippy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen tons of fights in the wrestling.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I will say I don't think I've ever seen a Superman punch quite like that.
But the Superman punch, well, so I guess you're younger than me. I was gonna say, before I got out of college, like the Superman punch wasn't a thing. Like that became a thing because of MMA. So, like, why would anyone have Superman punched anyone?
Right.
Like wasn't a thing. Yeah.
Fair or foul? Asked Tyler. I think it was still pretty foul.
Big foul.
Yeah,
For sure.
you can't beat Superman punching your own teammates.
Your own teammate.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not your own teammates. Definitely not. And
But
not
do you
a
know who
practice.
Draymond Green is?
A basketball player. I saw the punch.
That's the only time
Duh.
Ben watches basketball is when there's punches involved. All right, to the questions. From Sam Cooper, DJ Hamidi was a guy that impressed me a lot last year. Where do you all see his trajectory and say placement-wise over the next 3 years? Well, unfortunately for him, 165, very deep, and is going to continue to be very deep. Now, Shane Griffith will exit the weight. David Carr will exit the weight, but one guy named Keegan O'Toole
2
will still be
years,
there.
right? He's still got 2 years.
Who?
David Carr, right? This is the last
Yes.
year.
Yeah, he's got 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the other thing about Hamidi, and I've said this about a lot of people, but it could change, right? You got to be smart enough to change it. But he wrestles a very unique style. So the first time through, it can definitely surprise people. And if he doesn't evolve, then people may start, picking up on some of the things he was doing, like the little shoulder push, ankle pick thing. Like that was pretty unique, and I think he got that quite a bit. But once you felt it the first time you're ready for it, maybe it will not be as effective, but maybe he can put something else with it that can make it, still good.
I don't see him climbing too much higher this year. Maybe
he is
like
pretty
fifth.
diverse on top, which is, that's a really good thing for him, obviously.
Mm-hmm. But definitely, when you've got 3 more years, I'm not predicting NCAA champ, but you could definitely see, making a finals in there, 3, 4. So
yep.
Has there ever been a guy who's like so far ahead of like the round of 12 to qualifier, but still like in the mix of 3rd through 5th?
Yeah, I don't. It's one of those things where it's kind of like a little bit like a David Taylor Kyle Dake situation where you watch David Taylor kill someone that Kyle Dake has a super close match with, but then he just can't get over the hump of Kyle Dake. Obviously the little bit different, but kind of the same philosophy is like if Hamidi is better than someone, he's gonna, because of how good he is on top and the pace he wrestles, he's gonna be a lot better than them. Like they're not gonna stay close probably. But then you get in a situation where the guy is at equivalent skill level, and he has a hard time getting to some of the things he wants to get to.
Yeah.
All right. From our friend Rich Perez, what offseason acquisition will be the biggest difference maker for a team in the hunt for March? Hunt in March.
That's a good question. What are our options?
You're looking at, if you're looking at like the top teams, looking at trophy placement, it's probably Real Woods.
Still count?
Real Woods.
Max Dean doesn't count. It's this offseason.
Okay, this offseason. All right.
Was our friend Rich?
Wood.
Was he trying to get us to give some love to his brother?
Probably. He transferred to Arizona State.
Yeah, Tony.
Oh.
Tony Negron.
That is a big one, though, because Arizona State will be in the team trophy
Yeah, Arizona
race.
State picked up a few of them.
But yeah, I like.
Who was the other one that Arizona State picked up? It was Montalvo, right?
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Let me pull up the transfer tracker here.
Transfer tracker. Come on, JD,
come prepared.
let's go.
I didn't come prepared for this question.
I'm looking through the weights, and there's not a ton of. I think we kind of hit the best options there.
Yeah.
For as much as people thought the transfer thing would be, the portal would be crazy now. It's like this 2 years ago it was a little bit crazy, but this year it's like I'm looking through the top of these rankings. There's not tons of people who are in the portal.
Yeah, Beard was a big transfer, but
there's a good one. But
in Lehigh, they had a couple nice transfers, but even with their transfers, like they're not a team that's super in the hunt for a trophy come March. Although if you're looking at cracking top 15 or something, getting a boost, they might be the team that improved their NCAA placement the most. With it, Rocky Jordan is also going to be a nice bump for Chattanooga. Oklahoma had a good transfer portal. I thought they picked up Henson.
Oh, I got a good one.
Ninehouse, yes.
Cal Poly, they got a whole bunch of dudes. They got
yes.
Okay, so they got Rotundo from Wisconsin. Because Rotundo and Berwick both left when what's his name came in. They got Demas, and I think there's one more guy they got. But Demas and Rotundo are both pretty solid. Who am I thinking of? I'm trying to look through the roster. I thought there was one more they signed up.
Let's see. Adam Kemp a couple years ago.
No, maybe I
think
can't
it's just
find
those
anyone else. Yeah, maybe I was just thinking of the red shirts.
All right, another question from
Okay.
Ben Randolph. I think this one's for you, Ben. What is
Oh.
most likely to happen this upcoming season? Yanni loses, Spencer loses, Gable returns. I think we're looking at not very likely those three happen, but or Ben wrestles at Midlands.
I think, okay, I got a confession to make. I told Sinclair and Mulvaney, if they both won Super 32, that I'm wrestling in Midlands. So,
I know who I'm
hopefully
rooting
they
for at
win.
Super 32 then.
Cheering against them.
You got to be giving them bad advice in the finals.
Such bad advice.
Is Gable Stevenson the biggest retired too early in wrestling history? Does anyone else come close?
Yes, for sure.
Cale gets mentioned as retiring early a lot.
I mean, the other thing you could say, I mean, Henry, obviously, Henry did make that small comeback, but he never really like came back, in full.
Henry's
but the
also
other thing
Olympic run was like, I don't want to say an anomaly, but
yeah, well, yeah, he was ranked like 20 something.
yeah, Gable, it's like he could have won and or at least medaled every year for a decade,
For a very long time.
assuming he's healthy.
I mean, the other one that I was thinking of too, and he did lose to McCoy in 2000, but Stephen Neal was a world champ in 1999, and then after 2000, he went to the NFL
How long did Lee Fullhart stick around?
forever. I lost
Okay.
his ass in like 2005 or something.
He just seems like a guy who was always kind of like right there, just couldn't quite crack through though.
Yeah, he was around forever.
I had thought Kerry McCoy left college with another year, but was it somebody else?
Kevin Randleman.
Was it Randaman? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe he had a year of eligibility left.
All right, Jason Hildreth here. Okay, so the new rules about red shirts getting to compete attached for a few events. If they lose a match, do those losses count on their overall record? So if this has been answered already. To my knowledge, it has not, because I can't tell you for certain that they will. I feel like they would.
Should. But this is a good question though, because
Well, but then do like so. Let's say you compete attached in a duel and
Yeah.
lose, but let's say you compete unattached at an open and win. Do those other matches that you competed unattached go on your record, like it is now, where if you compete as a red shirt unattached, but then your red shirt gets pulled, all those matches go on your record?
yeah, it's a great question.
And I don't know. I don't have an answer.
I would say the ones that you wrestle attached should count, but yeah, I don't know the answer to this.
It seems like that should be the case, but then with the current rules the way they are, nice flex, that like it seems like it shouldn't that they would be, that all matches
Yeah.
would be. So I don't know for sure. Good question, Jason. I honestly don't remember what this is even referring to, Kozak, so maybe you can refresh my memory from Kyle Bracky's Sweet Tooth. Referring to yesterday's episode, Kozak needs to be careful mentioning Harvin Marison's government name.
All right. So it came up in the NIL stuff because I was mentioning all like the kids of former stars who were getting paid, and I didn't know this, but apparently ESPN does not mention his name because he's an alleged murderer.
Oh.
Who?
Marvin Harrison.
What?
Only alleged though.
I don't know.
The wide
I just
receiver?
I just clicked on one thing, so
That
I don't know.
if you're thinking of the Indianapolis Colts wide receiver, that is Marvin
Yeah,
Harrison.
that's what I'm thinking of.
That is Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to say the word, so he flipped it around.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He just flipped the M and the H.
Mm-hmm.
Did Marvin Harrison get shot? He was shot when someone robbed his house.
Do you see the football player, Ben, that was shot several times several weeks ago and then came out to Many Men this past weekend for the Washington Commanders?
No.
It's pretty badass.
Dang.
He was literally shot like I think 6 weeks ago, and was
So
playing NFL
Marvin
football.
Harrison, I'm just gonna read this sentence, okay?
I'm sure this is all very entertaining to Tyler.
Nixon says Harrison unloaded 2 guns into the man's car and kept firing as the men sped off. Authorities questioned Harrison about the 2008 shootout that occurred outside of a car wash he owned. Ultimately, no charges were filed against
doesn't
the retired
ESPN
player.
employ Ray Lewis?
Yeah, they did.
But they won't say this man's name?
That's weird. I don't know what to say about that.
Anyway, enough with football and murder. Actual cannibal. We're moving on to robbery because we're moving on to
gosh.
theft.
I love that we're ending the show with this. This is a great question.
Somebody stole Dayton Fix's 4-time state championship banner from the high school he attended in Oklahoma. If someone stole your banner, would you be upset or flattered? I think a little bit of both.
Yeah, I mean, what's someone really going to do with the banner, though? Because if they got it, you're like,
You
hey,
can't sell
You
it.
can't show it off. Yeah.
Where'd you get that? Like they're probably going to throw it in the garbage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did Dayton Fix create some enemies?
Yeah.
He's beaten. Was it one of his former opponents?
Maybe.
Had to be.
I think you're flattered because we would not be talking about Dayton Fix winning 4 NCAA titles or 4 state titles right now unless somebody stole his banner.
Yeah.
Did Dayton Fix do this to remind us all
He's 4.
that he's a 4-time Oklahoma State champion, who I also believe never lost. 4-time undefeated. I don't know how many times that's been done in Oklahoma, but I can't imagine it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note of murder and assault and theft, I think we're going to get out of here.
Taco Wednesday.
Taco
Let's go.
Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Super 32 Thursday.
Oh, boy.
We're going to have David Bray on the show, high school expert, to preview the biggest high school wrestling tournament of the year, Super 32. And maybe he'll convince us that Ben might have to wrestle at Midlands. See y'all tomorrow.